Welcome to the Practically Healthy Life Show with your host, DrTursha Hamilton. Our goal is to educate, inform, inspire, and empower you to better health and to motivate you to make good health a practical part of your daily life. If you have any comments or questions about today's topic, post them in the comment section, or you can send an email to info@practicallyhealthy.org. Now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy today's topic.
Greetings and welcome to the Practically Healthy Life Show. I am your host, DrTursha Hamilton, and today's show is all about juicing. We're going to learn the benefits of juicing and clean eating and how that can affect your life, how it can affect your family's life, and how you can incorporate it to catapult your health into ways that you may not have even imagined. And today, to talk about this with me, I have Miss Ereena George, who is a juicing coach, who has helped a number of people to transition into a healthier lifestyle by coaching them through juicing programs and beyond. So welcome to the show, Ereena.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate being here.
Absolutely. Before we get into talking about juicing, tell us how you got into juicing. What is your journey into this area of health and wellness?
Sure. So I got into clean eating and juicing many moons ago, about 18 years ago now. I became a vegetarian due to some female hormonal health issues that I was having. And my option after seeing an herbalist was for me to stop eating certain foods, especially meats and dairy. So that's how I began some 18 years ago. And so I was a vegetarian for a very long time. And then in 2014, I wanted to do something a bit more drastic than being a vegetarian because, as you know, there is a such thing as an unhealthy vegetarian. And I believe at that time in 2014, I was unhealthy. So I happened to watch a documentary, my husband and I, about a man who went on a 60-day juice and he wanted to change some things that was going on with his health. So after watching the documentary, I said to my husband, you know what? We're going to do that. We should do that. We should do that. And that was the end of 2013, January 1st, 2014, I embarked on this juicing journey. And my first stint at juicing was for 60 days straight. And,
Wow.
60 days. And I dropped about 40 to 45 pounds in those 60 days that I juiced. And I really learned a lot about my body. And so now, fast forward 4 years later and 18 years later, I really realized what clean eating and what juicing did for my body and how it healed me. And that's really how I started on the journey.
I know we've talked about this in the past, and you shared with me some of the miraculous changes that your body went through with juicing and clean eating and just putting better quality nutrients and higher amounts of nutrients in your body. Do you mind sharing some of that just so that people can kind of see the reality of what can happen besides just losing weight? Not to say just losing weight, because it's not a just, but besides losing weight.
Sure, absolutely. So in the beginning, clean eating, and I always start with that because I think that's very important. Clean eating was for me to become vegetarian. And the reason why I did that is because I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I think this is the diagnosis that all doctors give to women when they don't know what else to say as to why they're having female or hormonal issues. But my menses had disappeared for 2 years. It was completely gone. My doctor didn't know why, so he started sending me to different specialists, and I put that in quotation marks. He started sending me to different specialists, and I wound up going to 6 different specialists, and all they did was put me on different types of birth control. It wasn't until I got to the last specialist and I said to him, I am no longer going to take any more birth control. You have to do something else. You have to do something else. Something is wrong. So finally, he performed a laparoscopy. And when he did that, he went inside and he just said everything inside was swollen. I will never forget those words. Your insides are swollen like sausages. And I'm laying on this table and I'm thinking to myself, what? Okay, so what does that mean in medical terms? Because I know what swollen like sausage means, right? But I'm like, what does it mean in medical terms? So now, hopefully, he has something that he can tell me after all of this, testing. After all that I had gone through, he was unable to tell me what was wrong, but he did say these words. You have unexplained infertility. And that was it. Did not know why. Didn't tell me what to do except for continue to take the birth controls. Hopefully your cycle will return, in due time, and it will come back and it will be normal and you'll be able to go ahead and live a regular life. Well, that day I remember leaving the office and standing at the bus stop crying and saying to myself, I'm never going to go see a doctor again. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'm not going to be the person that you're going to tell you're not going to be able to have children. I have to do something about this. And after some time, there was an herbalist in the area that I lived in, and everyone knew about her. My sister used to go to her, and she would tell me all the time, maybe you should go see her, maybe you should go see her. And finally, I went to go see her, and when I walked in, I told her a little bit about what was going on with me, and she just looked at me and said, whenever you're ready, because at the time I was not eating red meat, and I like to be clear on that because a lot of people think that red meat is like the devil, but at that time I was not eating red meat. I was eating chicken, turkey, and fish. And she said, whenever you are ready, you need to stop eating chicken and turkey and dairy. You need to stop because, and something else I would never forget, she said they take a baby chicken to an adult in 9 days. And that adult in 9 days is full of hormones and pumped up with testosterone. And it blew my mind. And I knew she was telling the truth because I had my OBGYN test my pituitary gland. And that test came back showing that I had 4 times the testosterone in my system that a woman should have. So when she said that, I was like, oh my goodness. All I ate was chicken at the time. Chicken, like every day. So it took me a few months, but I finally stopped eating the chicken and the turkey and the dairy, and I became vegetarian. And 3 months after changing my eating habits, my menses came back like it never went away, like it never was gone. Wow. And I dropped about 35, 45 pounds because I had gained weight. So with polycystic ovarian syndrome, you tend to gain weight. You tend to start growing hair, like facial hair and stuff like that. And I was experiencing that. I was also experiencing a really high sex drive, and I did not know what was going on. I was young, I was in my late teens. So when I stopped eating all of this stuff, my weight dropped, my menses came back. It was amazing to me. And I knew at that point that there was no looking back for me. Never, ever looked back again. I've never picked up a piece of chicken or turkey or anything like that since. And it's been 18 years now.
And they told you that you were not going to be able to have children. And you proved them wrong.
Absolutely. I have a 14-year-old daughter and an 11-year-old son.
Nice.
Yes.
And with just, and I'm using my quotation fingers, just clean eating and juicing, all of this happened. So basically food was your medicine, which is amazing. It's something that I talk about all the time, but I don't have this miraculous story to tell like you do. So I'm glad that you shared your story so that people can see that it sometimes is that simple. It's not necessarily an easy thing, but it's a very simple thing.
Absolutely. And, I for years, when I tell people this story, they're like, oh my goodness, you had to do something else. No, I did not do anything else. No, I was not exercising. No, I was not on any type of medication. No, I simply decided that I wanted to heal myself. And it was a mental shift. And like you stated, it is not easy because it's not something that you can wake up in the morning and decide to do. It is a complete mental shift that you have to make in order to change your life. And it is a huge sacrifice, especially I grew up in a Hispanic household, in a Caribbean household. So meat was on every single plate. Every meal we ate meat. So for me to be able to combat that and say I'm no longer going to do this and be the only one ever in my family to do this, it was difficult, but it was done and I did it and I sacrificed for a purpose.
And it turned out to be the answer for you. One of the things that I often tell people or remind people of, depending on what the case may be, is that sometimes it takes the most simple answers to return somebody to health. Sometimes it takes more complex responses, but sometimes it's as simple as feeding your body, getting rid of the things that your body does not like, regardless of whether the world at large decides it's a good for you or healthy food. It may not be good for your particular body. So
Absolutely.
A lot of people won't see results like that from making those simple shifts, but a lot of people will. You have to try it. You have to make the decision, like the herbalist told you, to make some changes, to stick with them for a length of time, allow those changes to infuse your body so that your body can regulate. And it takes patience. So,
Absolutely.
that people have to keep that in mind. So tell us a little bit about, before I even ask the next question, the herbalist told you to cut out certain foods. When you were ready to cut out certain foods, did you also try any herbs, or was it just the food changes that you made?
So at the beginning, it was the food changes and something else I changed, which we do not talk about a lot. Mm-hmm. I am a African American woman, and for many, many, many years growing up, I relaxed my hair. So mm-hmm. I was the girl who every 2 weeks I was at the hair salon, getting my hair relaxed, getting the chemicals put in my hair, getting my hair dyed. I've had my hair every single color. What I also changed on top of my eating habits is I stopped relaxing my hair. So I went to my stylist who had been doing my hair for I think 7 years at the time, maybe 4 years at the time, and I told her to cut all of the relaxed hair off, and I went natural. Mm-hmm. And I went from just having a little natural fro to then dreadlocking my hair. And so it was a complete transition for me. So any chemicals that I had been putting into my body, everything stopped. Everything ceased. Everything. And I think that is probably what helped me as well, because all of the foreign things that my DNA was not used to or liking, I stopped. Mm-hmm. That was really the only thing. After my menses came back and I had dropped the weight, I went back to her because I knew, I'm like, this is real. So I went back to her, and she actually makes her own product, and she gave me something called an internal scrub. And basically what it is, it's different types of greens and chlorophyll and kale and a lot of leafy green vegetables. And she dries it out and she makes it into a powder. And then you take this powder and you put it into your water, or you put it into your orange juice, and you drink it twice a day. And it was basically cleaning out your digestive tract. It was cleaning out your intestines and everything that you had, all of the waste sitting in. So after I had dropped the weight and my menses came back, then I started using her product.
All right. So it wasn't something that you did in the beginning. It was something that you added as a next step, but you had already seen progress at that time when you went to get the herbal piece of the next step.
Correct.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, tell us, okay, what exactly does clean eating mean? Because I hear it all the time. People throw it around all the time. Tell the audience what clean eating means to you.
To me, clean eating means no dairy, no heavy oils. So like canola oils, corn oils, soy, any of those heavy products that you don't need to have, you shouldn't be eating. So I'm talking about flours, anything that's made with white potatoes and white rice and just heavy things. So to me, clean eating is salad, berries, different types of herbs, different types of vegetables, anything that comes from the earth that you can grow yourself, that you really don't need to add anything to in order for it to be delicious. In order for it to be delicious and in order for it to fill you up. I think that's a big thing for me. Growing up eating a lot, I've always been a chubby person, so I've always eaten a lot. So growing up eating a lot, I thought that I needed to have these three things on my plate. So clean eating to me is just eating things that are closest to the mother plant as possible, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now, you've been doing this for, you said 18 years?
Yes.
Been doing this for 18 years. How often do you do your juicing protocols?
So I juice about every other month, and it's really just to reboot. So about every other month, just to kind of clean everything out. As of lately, instead of juicing, I've been doing herbal cleanses. So I've been doing herbal teas as opposed to making juices. But when I was really, really into my juice phase, I would do it every other month to every about 65 days or so.
And how long do you juice when you do it for yourself?
For myself, I like to do, because I'm either all in or all out, I like to do anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. So 2 weeks to 30 days.
So every other month, you're doing up to a month. So a month on food, a month on juice. Okay. Wow. That's pretty hardcore.
You know what? It's a lot, and it's difficult when you have kids and a spouse who are like, no, I'm not doing it this month. So then you're on your own. You still have to cook meals every day. It's definitely a lot, and it's definitely you have to have the willpower and the mindset to really, really get through it.
I mentioned at the beginning of the show that you are a coach and you help people through juicing programs and clean eating program. For someone who's listening to the show and they want to actually start juicing. They want to start doing some clean eating, but they don't know where to start. How do you transition them into it? Are you more of an all or nothing type of person, or do you kind of ramp into it and then ramp out of it?
I ramp in and I ramp out, only because I know that for a person who is coming from a situation where they're still eating meat, it is very difficult to drop the meat and all of the dairy and go into juicing. It was much easier for me because I was already a vegetarian. So I do a process of a few days of clean eating, a day of smoothies, then juicing, and then we go back in to smoothie, clean eating, and then back to your normal regular routine if you choose to kind of stay in that routine. So it's a process. I walk you through a process, because if you don't walk through the process, what I have learned and what I've seen and what, I have seen people experience is that going directly into juicing, day 3, day 4, they break, especially on day 4. Day 4 is the hardest day to get through a juice. It's kind of like it's the juicing hump day. Once you get over day 4, you're smooth sailing. But from day 1 through day 4, it is it's extremely difficult, and it's going to take a lot from you in order for you to get over that hump. So it's definitely a work through.
When you walk people through your juicing program, how long are they normally going? How long is the juicing program that you walk people through?
So my juicing program is 3 weeks. It consists of 14 full days of juicing, 4 days of clean eating, and 2 days of smoothies. And And I do it that way because it's really 21 days, but 20 days, but I call it, 21. And I do it that way because I want my clients to get the full experience. So this is what your body feels like when you're only eating clean. I want them to feel that difference. This is what your body feels like when you are having smoothies throughout the day. So you're only having liquid, but it's liquid with some substance to it. It's a little bit thicker. And then this is what your body feels like when you are only consuming juices throughout the day. So now you are only drinking things that are as thin and as light as water. However, it's providing you with all of your nutrients. And I want them to go through those stages because one of the most important things with juicing is that it provides you the opportunity to know what your body likes and dislikes. And I've learned the only way that you can really learn what is good for your body is to go through the process of juicing. Because once you go back in to eating, you will immediately recognize my body doesn't like this or this doesn't agree with me. So then you can consciously eliminate the things that your body no longer likes. And so that's why I take it through that process, because I want you to feel the difference of the experience that your body goes through on different levels of a cleanse.
We've talked about this before, and I know that you've seen some pretty great results in your coaching clients. Can you share some of those?
Sure, absolutely. So I've had clients who, I'll speak about one client specifically because I kind of had to hold her hand, and it was perfectly fine, but she was a person who, she didn't even like smoothies. Who doesn't like smoothies? Everyone likes smoothies. She did not like smoothies. She was very strict on the things that she ate. She only ate certain amounts of foods. She had never tasted kale before. She, again, did not like smoothies. She did not like beets. Just certain things she did not eat. She had a staple list of the things that she ate. and then none of the stuff that she ate was good for her. So at the beginning, what I had to do for her was kind of lighten up her smoothies because she didn't like the thickness of it. So we would do her smoothies where we would make them a little bit lighter. And so I kind of walked her through it the first few days, showed her how to juice, went shopping, with her, and showed her the things that she needs. And after about day 4, the hard day, after day 4, she was great. In her first week, she dropped 7 pounds. The Saturday of the first week, she started juicing fully. She had worn jeans that she said she wasn't able to wear for months. She had not worn them for months, and she said they slid right on. And she continued on with the juicing. She lost a total of 13 pounds in that 20 days that I had her on the program. She took a little break, and she actually reached out to me last week and said that she went back in for another 10 days, and I believe she said she dropped about 5 more pounds. And super excited for her, super excited because she's a very, very busy woman. She's a principal at a school, so, she's very busy, but she took the time, and she said she's so excited. She's, excited to go down to her running birthday weight of 159. So she is about 17 pounds away from that.
Nice. So the fact that she's a busy woman, the fact that she's a principal and has all of these other things going on in her life, she made it work. And I want to, reiterate that. It doesn't mean that you have to stop your life. It doesn't mean that you have to be on vacation and sit on a beach. It doesn't mean that you have to be laid up in the bed all day. You can have your life and do it. It just takes some planning and some focus.
Absolutely. And that's one of the most important things about my program. One of the good things is that I understand that as women, as moms, as principals, as business, people, we are busy. So one of the things that I do in my program is instead of having my clients juice every single day, I have them make gallons. So for the afternoon drink and the evening drink, I have them make that in bulk. So make a gallon of each so that you have it on hand. And the only drink that you're juicing every day, because I want them to understand and get into the art of what juicing is your morning drink. And I do that because why? It commits you to waking up early enough to make it. You learn how to juice. It is a very clean, fresh, kind of wake-up type of juice. It has a little bit of ginger in it. So it's a pick-me-up to start your day. So that is the only one that I have them juicing every day. But because we are busy women, I have them do it. I have some of them do it in bulk as well. And it really helped her. She was able to do it in bulk and have it at her school in a little fridge that she had there. So it helped her get through it because she didn't have to juice all of these juices throughout the day.
Okay. Have you had any other health challenge reversals that you can share, or is that like a bit too private for you to pass on?
Yeah, it's a little bit private. Some people, everyone's not like me. I tell everyone my story, but some people are like, no, girl, don't tell. So yeah, it's a bit. I've had a few, but again, for the client's sake, I keep it a bit private.
All right. Well, I know that I've had people under my care and people that I've heard of have some pretty magnificent results from juicing as well. My patients that are hypertensive, if I put them on a juicing program, their hypertension goes away most of the time, especially if they're doing it properly. And I've seen this many times, and I got the idea from one of my mentors who has seen it many times. I have seen people whose skin completely clear up if they had acne because of the things you're talking about. They stopped eating the foods that their bodies didn't like, and they just infused it with high amounts of nutrients. Skin completely clear up. Belly bloat goes down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what else? So many things. Menstrual cycles become more regular. And the biggest thing is, if people actually do it right, when they're done, they change and modify the way they eat. So they do start eating clean so that they can maintain that feeling. They can maintain those results. Because most often, if you start back to eating the way you were in the beginning, then the things that you were trying to get rid of are going to come back. You will gain the weight back. Your skin will become acne prone again. Your hypertension will come back. All of those things will return because those were major contributors to those things. So, those are a few examples of people who I've seen go through juicing programs.
Absolutely. And, one thing that I say with my program, and when I discuss my program, I always say that this is a step in the direction of you living transitioning into a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. Because that is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for you to heal. The ultimate goal is for you to continue to eat clean, so that you can heal any issues that you have going on with your health in your body. So that's really what this is. It's kind of like an introductory course. It's like, taking an English 101 when you're in college. It just opens the door for you to really see what this kind of lifestyle change can do for you for the rest of your life.
Yes. All right. Tell us more about your program. If someone listening wanted to join you in your juicing program, or they wanted to, or they want to transition into a better, healthier dietary lifestyle, how can they do that?
Sure, absolutely. I can be reached via email at momific21, and I will spell that for you. That's MOMIFIC 21@gmail.com. Right now, I am having open sessions so that we can talk about people's health concerns and any concerns that people may have in reference to juicing. I can also be reached on Facebook and Instagram at Ereena George, where I do do Facebook Lives, and I do some coaching and some training online about the juicing program. But if you are serious about it and you really just kind of want to talk one-on-one and get more information about the program and just share your experience with me and what you would like to get out of changing your eating lifestyle, then the email momific21@gmail.com would be the best way to reach me.
All right, y'all, if you heard it from her, if you want to talk to her a little bit more about transitioning into a healthier dietary lifestyle, if you have any of the health concerns or any others that we talked about and you feel like juicing might be a great way to reset, to re-nourish, to rest your body and begin the healing process, then give her a call, reach out to her. You can email her at momific21@gmail.com. That's spelled MOMIFIC, the number 21@gmail.com, or reach out to her on Facebook, Ereena George. Now, do you have any last words, last tips on things that the audience can do right now to have a better grasp on their health?
Absolutely. So I'll provide you with maybe 2 or 3. The first one, drink more water every day. Be sure that you are drinking half your body weight in water. It is necessary. It will help flush the toxins out of your system. It will help remove the waste. That is the first thing. If you don't like water, get watermelon and juice it. You will still have the water content that you desire and a little bit of sugar. I know sugar is very important to some people, so you'll still have a little bit of sweet, but you'll still be getting in that water every single day. Another thing that I would say is start slow. If you don't want to, make that drastic change, you can always replace 2 or 3 meals out of your week. Replace the meat meals and have a vegan or vegetarian meal. Eat more salads. Eat more greens. It will help to start moving things around. And I think those are the 2 most important things when it comes to just getting started on that journey: drinking water and eating more leafy green vegetables to provide you with the nutrients that you desire and that your body really, really needs. It's essential for you to have these nutrients in your diet.
And if I can add 2 things, number 1 is to be patient with yourself. It's not easy by any means to make this type of change, whether it is a difficult internal battle or a difficult external battle, meaning your family and friends, the people around you, your advertisements, the office staff who always brings the potluck or the donuts. It's not necessarily an easy journey unless you have an ironclad willpower, which most of us don't have. But if you have that right on to you because you are not a part of, the norm, so that's a beautiful thing. But for the rest of us, it is not always an easy journey. So be patient with yourself, the ups and the downs. And the second thing is something along the lines of being patient. I just had it in mind and I didn't write it down, so I completely forgot it. Take it slow. That's what I wanted to say. Just like you had mentioned before, take it slow. You don't necessarily have to make all these changes at one time. You'll see better results if you do, or should I say you'll see quicker results if you do. But the race is not given to the swift. The race is won by the person who continues step by step, who does not give up on themselves, and they continue on slowly but surely, patiently. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so very much for sharing your story and your passion, your program and your passion with us. I appreciate it, Ereena.
You are welcome, and thank you so much for having me on. I respect you, and I respect everything that you do. And I think if I could go back 5 or 10 years, I would have gone to school to be a naturopathic doctor.
Well, awesome. Just know it's never too late.
I know, right? I'm going to pace myself and stride and move slow.
Yeah. But it's never too late. Don't give up on it because it can be done. I know people who come to naturopathic medical school after a second and third career even. So, it's always a choice. So I'll be keeping an eye on you.
All right. Look out for me.
Yes. Again, thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us in this episode of the Practically Healthy Life Show. If you have any further questions that you would like to ask me, or if you have any trouble getting in touch with Ereena, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me via my website, DrTursha.com. That's DrTursha.com. You can also reach me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DrTursha. Again, that's DrTursha. I look forward to talking to you and sharing with you on the next episode of the Practically Healthy Life Show. Take care.
Thank you for joining the Practically Healthy Life Show. We hope that today's show has given you the tools you need to form better habits that will allow you to build a stronger foundation of health. Stay connected with us at www.practicallyhealthy.org for the latest updates and upcoming shows. Or connect with Dr. Tursha via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DrTursha. That's DrTursha. Until next time, may your life be forever healthy, practically.